Hey guys, welcome back. And in this video, we'll just keep going on modeling our robot guy, and we'll start with working on kind of the neck part that we had said last time. So let's jump into Blender really quick. All right, there we go. So here in Blender, what we're going to do next, let me just make sure everything looks good. All right, there we go. So we're going to be working on this little neck part right here. I say the neck, but it's kind of just more like where the head meets the rest of the robot. And from what we look at it, it looks honestly kind of like a long piece. It's very unique. I think it is. So let's just move this guy to the side really quick. There we go. And then let's make a new box. Let's go over here to add, mesh, cube. There we go. And the way I'm looking at this, let's scale this like so. There we go. And let's scale this out so it's a little bit more thick than the inside piece. It looks like the head fits into here, but it's a really thin piece. All right, let's see. I want to go into edit mode really quick and just choose the face select. And we'll just push this, let's say to about here. Let's put it to around there. There we go. And then let's bring this down till it's around, I want to say around there. There we go. And then let's bring this a little bit more down. I wanted to grab this piece right here. Oh, excuse me. Let's grab that guy. Let's put him to, I want to say around here. Let's just say that it ends right there. And let's say this line right here in the middle of this piece, right there. Let's say that ends, I'll say it ends around there. All right. So what we'll do with this then is we'll, again, cut it in half and then apply a mirror. Let me just delete the faces on this side. There we go. And let's apply a mirror to it. So in the modifier tab, let's go, add a generate modifier, mirror, change that to Y instead of X, and there we go. So now what we can do is start manipulating our object. I'm going to add an extrude right here, and I'll let that represent kind of this little outline part right here. And then let's take a look at where we want to continue this. Let me add a loop, put it to right around here, a little bit after where this curve of the jaw ends. I'll say it's around there. There we go. And it curves a little bit, actually. Not curves, it's a little bit angled. Let's say to around there. That looks pretty good. And then what we'll do is grab another pair of these, extrude them down, and then let's grab this edge right here and move it so that it lines up more or less to that same flow that we made. There we go. And then what we can do from here, let's go to the other side and make an extrusion on this area. Or actually, sorry, I'm doing a wrong movement right there. All right, let's extrude this piece. There we go. And then we'll extrude it up as well. Press E. And then this looks also kind of angled. So I'll just press 2 to switch to edge mode. Let's move this a little bit forward. Like so. There you go. So we're just kind of exaggerating a little bit. Now, what I want to do here before I move any more forward, I want to establish where this cut's going to be. So what we'll do right now, let's go to face select mode and select these three right here. I'm going to press I for inset. Let's inset the faces to around, I want to say around there. And then we can grab these over here and delete them, like so. And then let's grab these faces and move them more out this way. I want to say a little bit more than this. There we go, that looks better. And then let's go to Edge Select. Now let's push this further in until it reaches that same kind of thickness as these faces right here. That looks pretty good. And then we'll do the same with this piece right here. But instead of using the manipulators, I'll just press G twice. And let me take a look at the reference really quick. Actually, this is a little thinner. Let's just press Control Z. Now let's do the thing again. Let's put it to around there. And then let's grab these edges right here. And then once again, push them further in. Oh, there we go. That looks pretty good. All right, let's move this up again just to readjust. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to grab these edges right here. And I'm going to turn on the snapping so that it snaps at absolute grid snap in increments. So as soon as we jiggle this, there we go. It aligns perfectly right where we want it. Now, what I want to do here is delete these faces that we made as the inset. So I'm going to grab these here. And before I delete them, let me just extrude down. Press E, extrude down, and then let's delete the rest of these. That looks pretty good. And I think from here, we can just delete these faces. So what we can do here is just, let's curve this back piece while also curving into this area right here. And before we do that, I think what we can do is actually make an inset on these faces as well. Let's put them to around there, and we can delete these faces here. In fact, we can even delete this one down here. And let's just, actually before we delete, let's just adjust this piece here so we have what we want. Don't forget to turn off the snapping that we have. Like so. Now let's just move these right here. So what I want to do is bring this down. That's probably good thickness right there. And then bring this over here. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I think what we can do now is delete these. And then even delete these as well. That looks pretty good. And then we can even come in here and delete these. Let me press Control R to make a loop. Let's loop 2 around here so that these connect at this angle. There we go. Let me go in there, merge to that piece right there. And we'll do the same with these. I'm going to merge these as well. And there we go. Now what we can do is start kind of cutting into our pieces without having to really worry too much about where they're going to go. So we can even delete these right here. And then this will kind of be the base for our object, so to speak. Alright, so what we can do from here is start blocking out the middle piece that we have. So let's make a new object while in edit mode of our piece. So that way we affect everything that we have. Let's go to Add, Cube, there we go. And then let's cut into it, like so. And let's do the same thing we did where we basically just mirror it by deleting half of it. Pressing L, I'm going to just select link the box. And let's just adjust it so that it fits within our scene. Looking at it here, it actually dips down pretty good. And then this edge right here doesn't ever really come outside of that lip. In fact, it bevels a little bit. So we'll just fix that right there. Let's grab these two edges right here. Push them further over here. Let's say that's pretty good. Now let's move this forward. I want to say... let's say around there. Let's move this a little bit further out. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's move this back. Okay. Let's go to face select mode. And move this a little bit more so that it has a nice thickness to it. And the more I look at this, the more I realize we made this a little too thick. The piece should probably look something like that right there in the middle. And the actual collar part right here goes pretty far out, or pretty far in compared to what we have. Yeah, it really does. So before we get started on that, let's just take a look at this piece. We go to X-ray. There we go. And let's kind of just fix what we have here. All right. There we go. And then let's grab in vertex mode. Let's go into toggle X-ray again. I'm just pressing Alt-Z. Let's move these in until we get that look that we want. That's pretty good. That's actually getting a lot closer. Okay. And then from here, we could even go in and adjust these right here so that they match better with what we have. And I want to say it looks kind of like that. The only thing I want to fix really quick is just this angle that we have right here. So I'm going to press S for scale, Z to lock it in the Z axis, and then 0. So it just flattens everything out, and I don't really have to, think twice about it. All right, so this is looking much better now. I think if anything, the thing I want to just change is how wide this outside part gets compared to the front. Let me turn on toggle X-ray again. Excuse me. And then let's move this further out. Let's say to around there. And let's move these pieces. Let me see if there's anything else I need to change. There we go. Let's grab these as well. Let's put it to around here. Still push it out a little bit more. Even a little bit more. Okay. Alright, that looks pretty good. So, now let's get started on the shape right here of the area, or the chest. Let's go to Edge Select. Let's start select looping with Shift and Alt. All the pieces that we want to bevel. There we go. All right, there. Let's go here as well. I basically want to bevel out the majority of these pieces here. I don't want to get too crazy, but I basically want to do that. Let's grab, let's see. Let's grab these as well. Let's grab that one. And I think we're good to go. Let's press Control B. All right, so we have a little bit of a problem here. Some parts are not being evenly distributed, so we need to just make a quick adjustment here. And then this area right here is not behaving the way I want it to. So let me just check and see if this will help it. All right. So we need to go into object mode and we need to apply the transformations to this object. So let's go to object, apply, all transforms. Now let's try it again. And there we go. It looks a little bit better now. And it's not so unevenly distributed. The only thing we need to go and do now is just kind of fix up the lines that we made here. And I think the one way to do that first is to merge a few of these or even dissolve some of them. Let's dissolve this one right here. And instead of making it connect to that point, let's just have it kind of freely float right around there. Let's press scale and scale it on the y-axis to flatten this piece right here. And I'm just going to line that up a little closer to there. Let's see. We can even grab this vertice and just align it up a little better than how it was. Okay, there we go. That's looking pretty good. Let's grab these vertices. All right, those are the ones we wanted. Let's move them. Actually, let's press G twice to slide them. There we go. And then let's go in and actually extrude some of these pieces here because we're actually going to need them for the bevel. There we go. Let's bevel these guys on the x-axis. Let me see if this will fit nicely with what we're trying to do here. Let me connect this piece right there to that piece and merge at last. We can even bridge this one right here. So we have just like a continuous loop going on. Let's go to edge, bridge edge loops. And then let's see. We can merge a loop right here. I can just press F instead if I want to. It'll make it a little bit easier with trying to not have to use as many shortcuts as possible. And I just kind of like it. Let's go to vertex mode and let's just move this guy a little bit more this way so it's just a little bit more straight and it looks a little bit more clean. All right, there we go. So let's try the beveling again. There you go, got those selected. All right, I'm gonna grab these pieces here. And then I think we can just apply the same method we were using before. Only this time I want to see if we can manipulate, I want to say a few of these edges a little bit better. I'm hoping that the edge detection will work better this time. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so looks like we forgot to add a piece right there, but that's fine. There we go. And let's bevel these. All right, let's try this now. All right, this is looking a lot better this time around. Let's try it one more time. Control B. All right, that looks really good. Let me just try applying a bevel right here as well. All right, so that didn't work, but it's fine. Okay, that looks nice. The only thing I want to do now is apply the bevel to, let's see. I want to say this degree. We are having a little bit of issues. All right. All right, that looks pretty good. So now let's just start kind of fixing up the model over here. And let's just choose all these pieces right here. So we're going to bevel them all. There we go. And let's just bevel. And with this one, instead of 3, I want to do 2. Let's make it a little bit different. And there we go. So now that we have that, let's just clean up the back that we have here really quick. I'm going to just go to View, Frame Selected, and let's go to Face Select, and let's just delete a few of these faces that we forgot about. Nothing to worry about either. And let's fix up a couple of these vertices. Let's zoom in really quick. Try to see which one's which. Okay. Interesting. All right, there we go. I'm just gonna move these around just so they smooth out better. And sometimes this is what you have to do when you're modeling something, especially when it gets a little more complex. But that's fine. It is nothing we can't handle. All right, so let me just readjust these. Move those there. And then move these so that they better curve with where we need them to. All right. All right, there we go. Let me move this guy to around there. Let's move this guy a little bit more to this angle. And let's move this guy a little bit more over here. And I think we can even manipulate these to fit that look that we have going on. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. There we go. That looks nice. Okay, and I'm just pressing G2 and using a few of the tools to just fix up that path. And I think we're good. I think now the last thing we need to do is just fix up a few of these over here in the front. But it's not really much. Let's do another frame selected. Oh, whoops, I pressed file by accident. View, frame selected. There we go. And let's just move this over here, bring it down. And so we're still retaining the amount of vertices that we have here. We're just keeping the shape of it so that we don't really alter too much of this and then kind of stray away from the type of topology flow we were making. Come on. There we go. Let's grab this guy. There we go. Let's move him one more time. There we go. So yeah, there you go. So basically we just modeled out the piece that's right there. And in the next video, we'll work on detailing out these pieces before we get into the inner parts of the robot. And then we'll just go kind of from there. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know how we're doing and let me know what you'd like to see with the rest of these parts. So I'll see you then. Bye, guys.